What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Abe. This is a web page, but it's a web page about EVE Online. We're talking about skills, and I just figured that we should talk about skills that apply to every ship. Now, if you look at EVE University, they call it the Magic 14, and they're listed out here. So you just look for, yeah, the Magic 14, or just look for EVE University Magic 14. You'll come up with this. Now, the skills that they're showing here and that they're talking about are all skills that apply no matter what ship you're flying. So take this with a grain of salt, and they recommend right off the bat that you train them all to level 5. But I would recommend that you don't do that. Only from the standpoint of if you are an alpha character and you plan to stay an alpha character, then getting yourself to level 5 in almost any skill uses up quite a bit of your sort of limited 5 million skill points that you have available to you. So, with that in mind, let's just look at the skills and try to understand them. So, you have some few and some key limited attributes on a ship that influence what and how you're able to fit stuff onto it. And a lot of these line up with that. So CPU management gives you a bonus to the ship's CPU output per skill level, and that makes sense. Power grid management obviously gives you power, and gives you power grid at a bonus there as well. Capacitor, this is like once you're flying, how big your capacitor is influences how long you can run skills that or run modules that use capacitor. And the capacitor system's operation influences how quickly that capacitor recharges. So those obviously are going to be very important skills in fitting your ships, right? Without these skills, you may have a really hard time using a fit that you've read about online or that everybody is talking about that is extremely effective, but you can't fit it because you don't have enough CPU, you don't have enough power grid or whatever. So these are the first four. After that, we get into armor and shields. And again, this is regardless of whether you are armor tanking something or shield tanking something. These are just good skills to have, in part because, as you can see with mechanics, it gives you a bonus to the structure hit points. And then hull upgrades gives you armor hit points. And so, being able to survive a little bit longer if you're into your structure is always nice. Although if you're into your structure, you're probably going to die anyway. But, an extra 20 to 25% structure hit points or armor hit points never hurts. Same thing with shield. You've got shield capacity bonuses down in shield management. And shield recharge rate, much like the capacitor recharge rate up above. Long range targeting. Doesn't matter what ship you're flying, you're going to be targeting something, even if it's like moon rocks. So that increases the range that you can target things from. Signature analysis improves how quickly you target things. Navigation is, you've got your 5% bonus to normal velocity. You've got evasive maneuvering, which makes you more agile and makes you turn aligned to warp, that sort of thing, quicker. Warp drive operation, it reduces the amount of capacitor that's needed for initiating warp by 10%, which is nice. And then lastly, Spaceship Command, which impacts all ships again, with just increased agility. Now, they would recommend, they're like, oh yeah, here's your training plan. You just train this to level 5, then this to level 5, then this to level 5, and so on and so forth, all the way to the end. If you do that, I did the math. I made a spreadsheet for myself, and if you train all of those to level 5, you will have already busted through your 5 million skill points. So if you do this, you won't be able to finish the last level 5 skill, or maybe even the previous level 5 skill before it, because when you start as a character, they give you a handful of skills, kind of a smattering across the board, and you're just going to cap out at 5 million, and then you'll have all of these skills that, yeah, they're very useful in the long run, but as an alpha, if you're going to stay alpha, it's not, it sort of cuts you off from actually pursuing anything other than these base skills, which don't allow you to fly a given type of ship. They don't, make you fly that ship well. I mean, some of them do to a certain extent, but really, you're not going to have any weapon skills. I mean, you're very limited. So don't train all of these to level 5 right off the bat. If you're going to be an alpha, if you're going to be an omega, yeah, sure, spend all your time, get yourself all of these leveled up to level 5, and then just kind of call it a day there, and move on to do your targeted training plan afterwards. But these are the 14 skills that apply to any ship that you're going to fly. They're going to help you fit any of those ships that you fly and defend any of the ships that you fly. So if you are intent and you're going to be extremely targeted in your skill plan, if you're definitely not, if you're going to be, an Amar and you're only going to armor tank, then yeah, maybe you don't need to spend any skill points skilling up shield management or shield operation. But in general, it's probably best to have those skills anyway. So these are what's called the magic 14, so to speak, or the 14 skills that apply no matter what ship you're flying and are useful. And at very least, the engineering skills there will help you with your ship fitting, which is always frustrating when you find a ship fit that you like, that everybody else likes and is effective, but you can't run it because you just don't have the skills for it. So anyway, these are those top 14 skills. Thank you for watching. There probably aren't a whole lot of questions about this, but if you have any, by all means, hit me up. I'm happy to answer them either in the comments or make a video for you. You can find me and support me over on Twitch at Vinsis. You can find me and support me over on YouTube at Vinsis Gaming. And yeah, follow, subscribe, comment. Let me know who you are, what you're doing, what you're planning and skilling towards in EVE Online, or what you're really interested in doing. Maybe there are other games that you really enjoy playing that you want to talk about. Let me know. Maybe we can play them together. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.